I know it's been a while, and I apologize for that. It's been really busy around the shop. Up front, we've had quite a lot to do as far as painting cars goes, and that's taken up a great deal of our time. I went on vacation out to California for a week, and I'll have some pictures to post for that. It was beautiful in Malibu. We drove up and down the coast and into LA, and my wife and I had a great time. So like I said, I'll have some pictures of that up there. Other things that have been going on, fortunately, I've had quite a bit of work off-site. I have 2 videos that I'll be posting probably in the next week or 2 that are much longer videos. They're 10 to 15 minutes. I'm just having an issue with cutting them down and still squeezing in all the stuff that I want you guys to be able to see. And so those will be going up. Thankfully, business is ramping up on both sides, both our painting business and our sawmilling business, as well as our lumber supply business. I've had a lot of work to do out here in the stacks. We had some really bad weather a while back, and one of my stacks ended up toppling, which I pretty much figured it would. It was a temporary stack. I put a bunch of stuff up. It was oak and hickory, and it was really only intended to stay there for a short time until I migrated it to its more permanent home, and I didn't get around to doing it, being too busy with other stuff. And so that stack ended up toppling, and then I had an incredibly large, I'd say, shipment of wood come in from a customer's house. They didn't want it. They had to get rid of some trees. They didn't have room for it, so I brought it all back here, and I've been having to deal with that and trying to get it out of the way. I've been working on trying to clean up out here because in my disorganization, in my disorganized state, I'm running out of room, and I've got tons of room, so that's a problem. So I've been working on cleaning up. My business partner, Darby, and I have been, back here cleaning up piles of sawdust because apparently it never goes away. Moving old stuff away from the building out to our giveaway piles. And really kind of doing a little bit of soul searching on some of the stuff that we have laying around here and going, do I really need to keep this? No, it goes out to the trash pile. Let somebody else come get it and take care of it. And then migrating the stuff that we cut earlier this summer, which surprisingly, a large stack of poplar sitting out here, and our summer has just been so hot here in southeast Tennessee that stack of poplar that I cut in June is now in the 10% range, even on the 8-quarter stuff. I've already started cutting some of it and using it for projects. I have one project that I'm working on for a customer right now, which is restoring an old park bench that he bought at a rummage sale. I had to fabricate the entire back frame to go around the cast iron, as well as all the seat slats. I had to wire wheel and sand and do some repairs on both cast iron legs and the cast iron back, and then we repainted both of those as well. So I'll have some pictures up there of that in the doobly-doo surrounding us. So you guys can take a look at that, some before, some during, and some after shots. I'd originally started recording the process, but given that my phone only records 10 minutes at a time, I would be sitting there grinding away with a wire wheel for 20 minutes and then forget that I didn't record the last 10 minutes because the phone stopped, of course. So I ended up not really actually getting video of that. However, because of that project, someone else has a bench for me that they want to restore. So I'm going to get that from them probably next week and bring it back to the shop, and then I will record the process of restoring that bench. So it'll be kind of equal, but not necessarily. Today I'm out here after having the sawmill in the shop for 2 days, but we've got her back out here today, and she is working like a champ. I started plowing into the cherry logs that were brought to me a couple of weeks ago. I have some pictures of those that I'll be posting up here as well. So I started on the first piece that I needed to really get it out of the way because it was interfering with me going back and forth in the yard. I had to cut it in half. It was 15 feet long, just shy of 16. So I split it in half, or rather chopped it in half, because it had a curve in it and I wanted to get the straightest, longest boards possible out of it. So I cut that one in half. I don't have video of that, unfortunately, but I've been working on the first half of that today. I'll get to the second half today, and I'll get to this other one that's sitting over here as well, and I'll get you some pictures of those. I've also got the giant trunk of it sitting over there. Well, I say trunk, but it's not actually the trunk. That is the section that started at 9 feet up in the air and then ran upwards underneath this section and that section. The trunk is still standing. It's 9 feet off the ground. They can't cut it yet because there's a barn in the way. Anyway, so I've cut the first section of it up. I've taken a look at the boards. They're already gorgeous, but I wanted to do the reveal for you guys so you could see exactly what these beasts look like. The two on the right have a little bit of character in them. The one on the left is the one that has the most character so far, and I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boards sitting on the mill that I haven't pulled off yet. They're very, very heavy, and I hurt my hand last week on a ladder incident, and so it's kind of difficult for me by myself to get out here and, you know, pick these really heavy boards up and then try to manhandle them. So I'm really doing it with one hand, and it's not fun. But I'm going to dump some water on these for you guys. We're going to take a look at them, see what they look like. I really want to know what this one's going to look like, and I hope it satisfies your desire for pretty wood. Well, I believe they are just about everything that I had hoped they would be. We'll get in here and take a nice gander at them. This one's a really nice board. I'm really, really, really loving these streaks. I think they're from bark inclusions. I'm not 100% sure of that. It looks like there's a few little knots and almost some bird's eyes in there. But this one is very, very, very nice. I like that. This one here is pretty much the same thing. We got some nice cathedrals in it, some nice inclusions, some nice streaking going up there. I think that's a gorgeous board. But this one here is absolutely magnificent. This grain goes the entire length of this. Yeah, I really like this one. I really, really like this board. While I was cutting, we can see over here, like I said, I've got the 4 that are sitting on the mill now, 5, 6 sitting there, and I may trim this piece down and try to get a piece of 1x out of it. Not entirely sure. We'll see what we can get. These that are sitting on the mill right now, I'll grab the tape measure for you, and we can take a look and see the sizes on these. Like I said, I think they're about, this one is about 7 feet 8 inches long, and we're looking at 19 inches inside the bark on this slab here. This one's going to be about 19 and a quarter, 19 and a half, probably 19 and 3/4, closer to 20. So yeah, this is some great looking stuff. This one here is nice grain all the way down. It's really straight. So these beautiful grain patterns in it. It's starting to check here in the middle, but I'm going to paint over that with some anchor seal, and I'm going to get these strapped down, and we're going to see if we can deal with that and try to keep it from splitting the rest of the way. There is some rot in this one. It really affects 3 of these boards, potentially that 4th one. I'm not sure yet because I haven't gotten to it, but I'm gonna pull this board off and see just how far down it goes. Hopefully it doesn't really affect it. Hopefully it was just maybe 6 or 7 inches in, and that'll be, you know, just part of the waste. But we'll have to see here. But yeah, so this is the other half, which is another 7-foot section. I'm really wanting to see what we get inside of here. You can look at it this way. Going across here, there should be a lot of really nice crotch figure in there. And I do mean a lot. I'll have to trim this down some and trim that down some so that I can make sure that I can get some really nice lengths out of it. This is the second piece that I was pointing to earlier. It's got a nice curve in it, so I'm going to take it off right there on the back side of that that limb, so I can get some nice straight boards out of that, and then some nice straight boards out of that with some more crotch figure in that area. 13 feet roughly, a little shy of. So I'll get 2 that are 6-ish out of it. But let's go take a look at the big beast. Well, let's try this out. Let's see if we can get it to stay. Here we go. So just over 11 feet in length, which is nice. Let's try to get this tape down to a manageable size. So we're looking at about 27-ish inches. A little over 20, yeah, about 27 inches right there. Going this direction, however, we've got solid 28, and that's where it curves up. However, down at this end, where it splits, we're actually looking at, what is that? 45.5 inches. I can't cut that. I cannot cut from there to there. This makes me a very sad person. There's going to be so much figure in this area here that I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. I could rotate it up, of course, and cut that off and rotate it back down, but then only these boards right here at the edges would have figure. This is a conundrum. I don't know, guys. I'm going to need some input from the gallery on this one. There's going to be some nice stuff in here. There's going to be some nice stuff in here. I don't know what to do, guys. Anyway, let me know. Task Force, this is what happens to your garbage measuring tapes. You suck. If you like these videos and you want to stay up to date with us, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. You can also visit us at vikingblooded.com and facebook.com/vikingblooded and patreon.com/vikingblooded. As always, stay safe and have fun.